Hey, good afternoon. Curtis May here, Practical Wealth TV. And so here's it's Monday, and we're going to start out another short lesson. If you like this, I want you to go to our YouTube channel and also check out the podcast, The Practical Wealth Show. So our whole philosophy is that you are your number one asset and investment, and that there's no financial product that can take you to glory. And so you have to invest in yourself, and you have to learn how to create velocity when it comes to your money, which is making how many times we talked about this in another video last week. Can you make your money turn over as opposed to keeping it stagnant? And so people that are trying to sell you accumulation, what I call the accumulation theory, say things like nest egg, buy term investor difference, rule of 72, magic of compound interest. And folks, you can't become financially independent doing that stuff unless you lived about 300. Okay, with markets being where they are, the way the Fed is destroying the purchasing power. So what you need are principles. So I have 5 principles of personal finance, but today I want to emphasize the first one, which is saving. Okay, so we're going to talk about savings, but really I'm going to talk about what to do with savings. This is from a question I had. Somebody says, well, I've got $2,000 saved. Can I start investing, or what do I? It was something like, what do I do with that? And keep saving is the answer. And now so, and it's not funny, because it's hard. See, why is savings hard? Because it takes discipline. You don't, what there's a great book called Automatic Habits, but don't rely on willpower or discipline. You have to set it up so it's automatic. So let's talk about that real quick. I'll try to get this done in about 10 minutes, right? And so what happens is what we're going to talk about. So everything that we do, we call this building your personal economic model, okay? And the economic model is this. Everybody's got a personal economy. So you can't control the economy, but you can control your personal economy. We had a neighbor, these students that go to Villanova live next door to us. So one of them, I was talking to him one day, he was an econ major. I was like, okay, well, most people that major in economics, the mainstream economics, I'm gonna nerd out for 20 seconds on, because I got into this conversation with him, which is interesting. I like to challenge people to see what they know and or what they're learning, because to me, you have to challenge what you're learning. So there's 3 schools of thought when it comes to economics. There's the Keynesians, there's the monetarists, which is the Chicago School, Milton Friedman, and there's the Austrians. So to the last, I want to say 12 years, I've been a student of Austrian economics. I'm more free market oriented, where what is considered mainstream is Keynesians. Okay, and so when you'll hear, it's more like central planning, central control, and their view of the world is that economic growth comes from consumption, okay? And you got to get people. That's why you see all these stimulus programs. Oh, we've got to print money to stimulate the economy, as if money, free money, stimulates the economy. What that does is inflation. See, people think inflation is rising prices. Inflation is an increase in the money supply, okay? And so if you put out more money, you devalue the currency that's already in place. And what you perceive as higher prices is really the purchasing power of your dollar going down. So when you see all these stimulus programs, you don't just manufacture money. Okay, so you've got to see what's going. See, you can't control that though. You can't control the economy. What you can control is how you respond. See, that's why I told people economics is major, and if you know what's going on, you'll know what to do. So we talk to our clients about controlling your personal economy, which is your production and consumption as a family. So you've got to produce. So most households that I talk to kind of look like this, okay? Not most of them, a great deal of them though. Money comes in, lifetime potential capital is your earnings. Money comes through the inflow pipe. This is the tax filter, right? Uncle Sam wants their money right under seizures with his seizures, okay? But there's ways to lower that once you understand the game. And so you've got your lifestyle regulator. So you've got to regulate the difference. But this is, most wealth is lost right here, okay? So most wealth is lost from lack of cash flow management. Tomorrow, I think we're going to cover why people can't save, but I just want to talk about savings today. And so what happens is you have to regulate, meaning your current lifestyle desires with your future lifestyle requirements, because money comes in, out, down the drain. And so I don't care if you make, I've got clients that make 200 grand a year, but they spend 210. Okay. And so here's the first thing. Everybody's chasing income. Income is not wealth, because you make more and it's from earned income. You're going to pay more taxes. And most people are taught to go to school, go into debt. That means you're using future earnings as collateral. Okay. Because you don't have any money. So when you have student loan debt, or when you buy a car, you're using future earnings as collateral. And so watch this, that lessens your ability to your lifestyle and savings, because part of your current money has to go to service that debt. Okay. So that's critical. Now, I'm going to do a whole different, that'll be another day. It's like day 3. And so what happens is this. So if you're going to build wealth, position A is, so let's get rid of the debt, is you've got to save money. So priority number 1. So how much do I want you saving? So you've got to save 15% or more is our recommendation of your gross income. Okay, savings. Let's define that. Safe, liquid. I call it control. Clue. Control. You have control over it. It's liquid. You can use it, and you have equity. You can't lose money, and you can get to it within a phone call, within immediately, or within about 3 days with no penalty. Okay. And so what you want, so my first principle is to save 15% of your gross income. Now, principle 4, which we're not going to talk about, how much should you have saved, is 6 to 12 months of your liquidity. So if you make $4,000 a month, I'm going to use that example in a second. So you've got $4,000 a month coming in here. How much should you be saving? $600. Okay. And so, and I'm not counting your qualified plan. That's not savings. Okay. So y'all have been brainwashed to think it's savings. So, oh, I got 10% going into my qualified plan. That doesn't count, because that is not savings. That's not safe money. That money's at risk. You can't control anything about equities going up or down. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but you got to know where you are. So most people look like this. Okay. And so that's a problem. So no one problem I see, guys, is access to capital. What you saw with the corona, talk about protecting yourself, is liquidity. I've seen businesses. I was talking to, I had a beer yesterday, and I was talking to the owner. Most restaurants, you know how much liquidity they have that they could last 7 days. I'm talking about chains. Okay. They have 7 days. If after 7 days, I was in business, my sister and I, we had a bar, and when parents got sick, I was running the bar, and we'd been out of business. We would not open back up. We wouldn't have the liquidity. You know, even though you're closed, you still have electric bills that are running. So we would still have $1,000 a month electric bills with no revenue coming in to pay that stuff. Okay. So that is the plight of business. So you can't shut the economy on and off like it's an electric switch. Okay. As I record this, we're in the COVID stuff. So I'm not going to go into one of my rants on that. But so here's the thing. Save from income is what we teach. Save from income, and then from income, you buy assets. What is an asset? Something that puts money in your pocket every month without you working. Okay. Now, let's keep going. So now, what can you do with saving? So now that we talk about saving And tomorrow we'll talk about how to save. I'm just talking about what to do. What can you do with this saved money? Okay. Well, you can save your savings. So up till about 90 days of your income, you need to save your savings. Okay. Because that's your emergency fund. And so depending on your comfort level, this is your baseline that you don't go below. And if you're in business, I would say you have one for household and you need to have one for your business because your business is separate from you. Okay. Your business is the vehicle that you're going to use to create economic independence, but you need to become financially independent, even independent of your business. Like if you sold the business, you're still supposed to be rich. Okay. So if you don't have a plan like that, you might want to reach out to me. Now, so you got to save your savings. One. Two, what's the second thing you can do? You can consume your savings. Okay. And so consuming your savings is this. That means that you drain the tank. So most people spend their life save, need something, take it back out. Save, take something, need it back out. And so most people, it's what I call the debt paradigm, or this is the wealth pattern of the saver. So tomorrow I'll do the spender, the saver, and the wealth creator. I don't have time to do that one today. And so what happens is this: you save, something comes up, you take it back out. Save, something comes up. This is what most people do. So think about this. That's like running the Broad Street Run, and you start saving money. And then, or no, so this is running the Broad Street Run, right? So you run, you get a half mile in, you're like, oh, wait, I forgot my water bottle. And you know that your wife or your spouse, your partner, your kids is at the start line with your stuff. And you go back, you run a half mile, quarter mile back to go get your water bottle, and then you start. And then now they probably have a water station a quarter mile up the road, but see, now you've gone back. So that's what you do when you save money. Oh, I need a new refrigerator. Boom, you save money. Oh, I've got money saved up. I'm gonna put $10,000 in a down payment for a house. Boom, drain the tank. Okay. And so that's what most people do. Saving for most people is just delayed spending. Okay. So now what else can you do with savings? You can invest your savings, right? So you can save, watch this green line here, and you can look for ways to employ your capital over here in the yellow tank. Okay. But what are the rules of savings? You invest in yourself, get expertise, don't chase returns, right? We did a video on this the other day. So look at our YouTube channel, you'll see that video. And so, but the focus is on cash flow. It doesn't develop cash flow within 90 days of you owning it. It is not a good asset. Okay. So that's where you have to change your brain and to get out of this accumulation. I'm gonna hope, investing for what is called capital gains. All right. 3, you can lend your savings. Okay. So we've got clients that do private lending, either from their private reserve accounts, which is another talk, or we've helped people create self-directed IRAs. I've got some people that we've created self-directed IRAs, and they are loaning their money to real estate investors as the bank. And then I've got one person, they get $900 every quarter, right? And so they're loaning it out. The people are paying him 8% for using his money. The money is secured by real estate. So he's got $50,000 in. The house is worth, this is in St. Louis, $125,000. It's throwing off $1,200 a month for the people. They're doing rent to own, and they pay him 9%. He's the bank. So if they default, guess what? He gets the house, but the house has already been fixed, flipped, renovated, and he's secured by a deed and all that stuff. And so that's how banks invest. So his asset is the loan. Okay. Just like the bank, and the house is collateral. He don't want the house. He wants his cash flow. Okay. How do you invest? What is your security? So you have to flip this script a little bit. So you can lend your savings. Okay. And number 5, you can do any combination of 3 and 4. Okay. And so that's what you should be doing. So money should be flowing like this. So remember, savings starts velocity. You've got to get it. And anything above that 90 days, what are you doing? Your goal is to put it to work, generate new cash flow, save that money, put it to work, And now you're in what Laura Lamar calls a wealth cycle, but that is velocity of money. And it's not about accumulation, it's about creating velocity. So if you like more stuff, if you like stuff like this, actually I skipped a few things. Let me just, oh, so here's what I meant to show. So you got to make money first, right? So $4,000, 15% is $600. Now, if you can't do that, that's another issue. So we got to figure out why you can't save, okay? But if you want more information like this, or if you want a cash flow audit to figure out, because what we do different, see, most people are chasing returns. There is, in my philosophy, there is actually more opportunity to minimize the losses in your life than there is trying to pick winning investments. So what if there was a way where you could create an extra $300, $500? We've got it as high as saving people $2,800 a month without spending any new money, just by rearranging what they had going on. Ask yourself, is that the type of plan you'd like to pursue? So if you'd like to do a complimentary cash flow audit to see how that would work, you see the link there. Also, you can, for following up, you want to hear more about Velocity, hearing expert interviews on how to buy franchises, how to do mobile home investing, how to buy businesses, how money works, gold, and so all kinds of stuff. Okay, it's all about cash flow. You know, buying single family homes around the country, was turnkey, how to buy apartment complexes. So check out the show if you want to show. You know, the theme of our show is Wealth Without Wall Street, and if you'd like a free book, and that will introduce you to prosperity economics, check out my mentor Kim Bartlett's book, who is one of the original Kiyosaki Rich Dad advisors, called Financial Planning Has Failed. And you understand why we think typical planning doesn't work. And all you have to do is text cash flow hashtag ebook to 26786. And hey, have a great day, everybody.